What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And so I'm trying to make your remake diner. Now, here it is. I kind of tried to go for like an oldish but kind of modern feel, like almost a little bit at the same time. There's a lot better than the old one. I'll show you the old one at the end of this little clip. But yeah, this is pretty alright, I guess. I don't know. There may or may not be an interior. I talk about that more later. But, yeah, I guess, no, I'm not gonna get there yet. No, yeah, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and here will be the old one in a second, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the space name for this is 35 by 34. I knew the number, I just had to show it. And the materials we're needing to start off are cyan concrete. You're gonna need a lot of weird blue concrete and blue-red. We're gonna say that because that makes perfect sense. Black stained glass, phone, do the funny business. I didn't, god dang it, I didn't take an image, did I? Dark oak doors, yeah, no, I didn't. Okay, well, I'll do that once we get materials. Smooth quartz blocks. Smooth quartz stairs. Red nether brick, yes. Blue concrete. Black stained glass panes. And we'll go magenta concrete. That's all off the top of my head. Hold on, let me get some images because I really need those to actually see what I need to build. Alright, now that I have some sense of what we're actually building here, what you want to do is you want to start by coming to the front left-hand corner of your 35 by 34 grid coffee minute, and you want to start by simply just going back with 20 cyan concrete. Then you can go right with 6. And now we have a 7. That's cool. Backwards. It's not a 7. It's backwards. Hold on. Let me get on my notes now. I'm very unprepared. You want to bring all of that up with an additional 11 rows of cyan concrete. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. We got another build battle recorded, which is very epic. Hopefully I won't take 4 years to edit this one like the last, or like a couple have been. I'll try to get on that, hopefully, sometime over spring break, which it probably isn't spring break anymore by the time you're seeing this, but at the time recording this, it is. Also, I'm gonna throw this out here, because I don't make parking lots, that kind of screws with the grid, because I know a lot of people do include that in the grid now, as in, literally, I think I can think of 2. Yeah, I can think of 2 people, but whatever, that's more than 1, so... but yeah, you know, so obviously when you're building this, you have to consider that in your placement of things. That's why it's nice to do the grid, because whenever you, like, don't do the grid, you get a sense of the size for, like, you know, okay, that's how big that building is, but it's like, what corner are we starting from here? It's like, you know, you have to kind of screw with some placements of things. Anyway, that's not important, though. At the front, again, you want to bring this row of cyan concrete here right by 1, and that row wants to be 1 taller, so it's going to be 13 tall, like so. Then go from that right row is at the front again. You want to go back diagonally to the right with a black glass. Go right with 2 dark oak doors and then a black glass. Then go 4 diagonally to the right with the cyan concrete. Right 1 and then back 2. This 3 at the left can be brought up by, or 3 at the right, excuse me, can be brought up by 11. Like so. And then the one on the more so left, kind of directly next to the glass, can be brought up by 12. Like so. You're kind of getting that A shape. It's an A. It is literally a giant A. I tried to change that, and I was like, yeah, because I thought it looked stupid. And I looked back at this later, I was like, it's not that dumb. Anyway, bring each black glass up by 3. And then bring each dark oak door up with 2 black glass. Then the 2 rows of cyan concrete above that doorway, you want to connect together. And before we make the window at the next part, you want to come to the top, right? And you want to take these 2 upper cyan concretes and you want to connect them together. Place another row on top of those middle, what is it, 4? Yes, the middle 4, like so. And then in either top corner underneath here, you just place another cyan concrete. So that really gives you that A. It's a really big A. And then you can, a block back, you can fill in this entire little opening with black stained glass blocks. Like so. So you can take the top 2 rows of cyan concrete at the right here, and you can just bring them back. And then it will connect pretty nicely with the other side of your A. Now what I'm also going to actually tell you to do, right, is just for all intents and purposes, at the front here you can bring the cyan concrete back another row, and at the right or at the back, sorry, you can bring this right another row, just so you kind of have a bit more framing. The front is only because, you know, it's just going to make more sense that way. And then really you also want to bring the entire roof of this or back and basically kind of just fill everything in. Except for that right side, you do want that open. That will be important for the interior if I make it. I'm most likely making this one. I missed a row. How did I do this? Make sure it goes all the way back. But I most likely will do an interior, although I cannot really confirm that because of some just motivational things, you know. I got so many other things that I can do. I got a bunch of NHL logos coming soon, and I gotta get back starting up that zoo again because I forgot about that. Anyway, you have an A. So at the right side of the front, you have these 4 rows of cyan concrete. Make sure it is 4 because that extra row that I added later. You want to bring that back row, and you want to take this bottom cyan concrete and bring it right with 24 smooth course blocks. Like so. If you want, you can bring that back an additional row. I'm going to. It's just going to make things easier later. At the end, though, you want to take only the front one, and you want to bring it right with an upside-down smooth quartz stair facing right, up with a smooth quartz stair facing left, right with an upside-down smooth quartz stair facing right, and then up with 4 smooth quartz blocks. Like so. Kind of starts to get that almost a classic modern feel. It's a really weird mix, to be honest, but it works. If you have another row of smooth quartz behind, which you don't need, but it will help placing this out, you want to bring that back kind of right block right with 2 red nether bricks. If you don't have it, it'll just be behind that bottom upside down smooth quartz stair. We'll place another red nether brick and then bring it right by 1. Then bring that red nether brick back by 27, this right one. And then you can also bring it left 1 just for fun. You only really need to do this next step with this far right side. The other sides don't matter. As in these little kind of notches on either side, don't worry about those. Just worry about the main wall, and you want to bring it up with 5 rows of blue concrete. Sorry, I didn't feel like doing math. You know? Math is lame. I don't know why we're doing this in such a random order. We're just like kind of bouncing around and like, yeah, okay, this seems like a logical thing to do. All right, no, let's do this now. Like, we're just, I don't know. There's no order to this. Let's come back to the front because I want to work on the front now. So this is kind of where that back row of smooth quartz comes in handy. You don't need it. You can just measure it based on the cyan concrete, but it's going to be a lot better because of the the black stained glass panes. You want to going left to right on top of this back row of smooth quartz. You want to place a blue concrete, 3 black stained glass panes, 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 and a blue concrete. So apparently I lied about the notches not being important, but it's fine. It'll play nicely into this. You then want to copy that row 3 more times. So that does mean that our wall height is correct. It looks short for some reason. Although that would have been an easy thing to fix. I'd rather it be too short than too tall. Because if it's too tall, then I have to make a cut and fix that. But if it's too short, I can just be like, okay, let's add another row to that. Like I did with the A earlier. Which I wasn't actually expecting to need to do those blocks. I was going to do them later, but I just figured it was easier to do it that way. I'm not as planned as it seems I am most days with these. I mean, I have a general idea of how I want patterns to work and stuff, but like, it's kind of just taking notes and then figuring out what order wants to be what. You are free to get rid of your black stained glass panes now and get out red nether brick stairs. You want to bring, obviously only at the front here, you want to bring each blue concrete up with another blue concrete, and then bring each black stained glass pane up with a red nether brick stair that faces forward. We also need light gray concrete. That's cool. I love light gray concrete. I don't actually, that's a lie. Light gray concrete's very average. Can we confirm? Okay, yeah, I can confirm. So, we're not going to use it yet. We're going to get the back marked out first. But get rid of your red nether brick stairs and get out light gray concrete. I told you need a lot of weird concrete colors for this. We've already used cyan, blue, light gray, and magenta. So, come to the back. And you want to orient yourself and pretend that the blue concrete wall will be at the left. It should be at the right, but since we're at the back, you know, direction switch. And make sure that every direction is that way. So, like, that is technically the back now. The front is the back is the front, the left is the right is the left. From this little notched red nether brick stair, or red nether brick block, excuse me, that's this one, the one that kind of sticks in. You want to bring it towards you as an upside down smooth quartz stair. I almost said back. Then bring it up with a smooth quartz stair that faces right. Left with an upside down smooth quartz stair that faces left, and then you can bring that up with 4 smooth quartz blocks. Take the first upside down stair you placed and bring it across the back, so right from my perspective, with 25 smooth quartz blocks. I really screwed that up. Okay, cool. And then connect that end one backward, technically, to the side, and it will touch the cyan concrete, which is pretty nice. You basically want to fill in the back and that little bit of the, or I guess the actual back and that little bit of the actual left in with blue concrete. So basically, how you want to do this is you want to take the blue concrete and you want to just bring it around this portion of the build, and it wants to be in a row from the smooth quartz blocks. So smooth quartz blocks almost gives it a base that kind of sticks out. Something that's weird at most times, but this it works. And there's 5 rows of blue concrete if my brain is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It, I think, is correct. And then again, just the full-on actual back and the full-on actual left that we have available to do, I should say. And then we'll switch our directions fully back to normal after this, because we'll go back to the front. Sort of. We're going to kind of go back to the front. There's some weird things that happen, though. Ooh, I didn't get that number. No, I can see that number. It's fine. It could have been bad. So there you go. Now you can go back to the front and ignore everything about the backs and the fronts being strange. So, what you want to do, off of the right side of the build, on top of each smooth quartz block in this row of blue concrete, you want to place a row of light gray concrete directly on top, and it should go like that. Now you want to bring that out on the front, right, and back by 1. I know that is kind of a weird way to explain that, but it's fine. And then the front, really the front 3 rows, I'd say, of light gray concrete, you want to just bring left until you smash into the cyan concrete A. And then at the back, you want to do the same thing until you overhang the blue concrete by 2, and you only need the back 2 rows. So again, back 2, and then you'll overhang the blue by 2 here. And then those end 2 will just connect forward and smash into the cyan concrete A. That should be logical enough, I think. So it'll kind of give you this. It's pretty nice. And then inward a row from the outer row of, this makes no sense, in a row from the outer row of the light gray concrete on top of the light gray, which is going to be this row right here, actually, not the one that I was highlighting. You want to place a row of magenta concrete that goes all the way around. So it's going to kind of, you just have to like pay attention that you're 1 off each edge, because at the front you're going to have 1 row of light gray concrete inward, so on the inside, and then on every other side it'll be on the outside. Or I guess the inner row, rather. Like that. Bring that up with a row of blue concrete. And then, I'm going to give you a second, because I need to make sure this number is right, because if it's wrong, then... Okay, I'm good. So at the front, you want to take the left 4 and the right 4 top blue concretes and bring them up with the light gray concrete. Like that. If you want to bring that outward on the fronts, and I suppose the right of that right one, you can. Nope, not like that. Like that. So the right one will be 5 total light gray concrete, the left will be 4. which only makes sense because of the overhang on the side. Anyway, so what you want to do from this point is you want to take this row of blue concrete and you want to bring it up with 2 additional rows of blue concrete. And then a row of magenta. And then, because I made a little mistake, I'm gonna... Actually, I think I tell you this next. So you just want to bring the magenta and the top row of blue back by 3, and then just kind of connect across, and at the back, you'll see I am a little bit different. So this might be a little bit confusing with how I did this, or it might get a little weird in a second here, I'm sorry, but it should be fine. Place light gray concrete on top of that, and the rest of your top blue concretes, which I don't think concretes is a word, but I always keep using it, and it never goes away, so... There's that. Just like that. And then, basically, every light gray concrete except for the ones that you already overhungered. The ones that you already brought out, you obviously don't want to do anything with, but the other ones you want to bring out on each side with light gray concrete. Only 1, not 2. And then that will give you pretty much your finished product. The only thing we'll have to do after that is fill in the roof and the letters, which we're doing the letters last today, I decided. Just now, I just now made that decision. I don't know. So from here, it's pretty simple. You want to take your roof and you want to fill it in with light gray concrete. Obviously, you got to do it at the top here as well. Pretty simple, though. If you want to do something else, you can. If you want to go more fancy with it or whatever, feel free. Yeah, I guess let me know what your guys' thoughts of this are. I like this one a lot better than the old one. The old one didn't look horrible, necessarily. It just didn't really make sense for a diner. It just didn't give me diner vibes. This one does. Like, when you look at this, it's just like... It looks more like a diner. Which is... surprisingly what I was going for. I know that might seem a little crazy. By the way, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, and then we're to the letters after this. Which are... Are they 2.5 or 2? 2.5. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, never mind. I was looking at the N and I was like, what? Because I look at the N and then I look at the E and I was like, okay, the E and the R are telling me that it's 2.5, but the N looks like it's 2. I was like, oh no, I'm just looking at it weirdly. Yeah. That tricked my brain. But not enough for me to not know how to build it. So we're fine. I should have slash filled this. Also, for whatever reason, the slash fill command was not broken. They just, like, made it different, which is really annoying. And they also, when you're slash filling with light gray, you don't type light gray, you type silver, which is really stupid. Like, I don't know why. It's not silver. Tell me this is silver. Light gray terracotta, I think, is the one that is more questionable with that. But, you know, so there you go. This is actually very far back. It's like a rectangle, but in the wrong way. You can clear your inventory if you like. I'm just going to get rid of the red nether brick and get out smooth quartz slabs. And what you want to do is, in this area, you basically want to come to the left side of this area where it's 4 tall. So basically you're going to be here, the bottom left corner. Count up diagonally to the right by 1 and going... And what you want to do from this magenta concrete is you want to count up diagonally to the right by 1 and going up, you want to place 3 smooth quartz blocks. Bring the top one right with an upside down smooth quartz slab. Then a smooth quartz stair facing right. Down with a block. Down with an upside down stair facing right. Left with a slab. Leave a 1 block out from the bottom of that, place 2 blocks moving up with a slab on top. Leave 1 block out from the bottom of that and do the same. Take that top block and you want to bring it right with a stair facing right. Block. Bring that block down 1 and also that block up with a slab. Leave a 1 block out from the bottom of that, place a stair facing right. Bring it up with another stair facing right and then a slab. And bring each of those blocks right with a normal slab of smooth quartz. Guess that wasn't obvious. Leave a 1 block out from the bottom of that, place 2 blocks moving up and then a slab. Bring that slab right by 2. Down with an upside down stair facing right, and then down with a block. And you can bring that upside down stair left with a slab. And, yeah, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your remake diner complete, except for the interior, but we'll get to that later. Thank you so much for you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic day or night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.